Saturday morning flies him.
It's not morning, you drongo. It's evening.
So high, I'm hypnotized. What's up is down, what's left is right. Chasing stars and holding you. I can't see the end, but we'll see it through.
Good day, good morning, good evening, good night. Welcome to Positive Rate. Interesting thing, I had a new livery installed, and it appears to have reverted to the old one. I don't know what's happened there. Probably something I've done wrong. So we'll have to have a look at the new PMDG livery next week, or the week after, I don't know, depending on what we're doing. Anyway, hello, welcome to Positive Rate. Hope you're doing well. Sorry, I'm wearing stuff I shouldn't be wearing. And I'm caught up in things. Hang on, I'll get there eventually. Oh, here we go. Yeah, I've got my I am not amused, not amused t-shirt. Hope you're all doing well. Big shout out to Nighthawk. Nighthawk, are you flying with us today? I did see you at one point on the server, but you seem to have disappeared. Got my Timmies. Anyway, so we are on Around the World Part 3. And today we are back flying IFR, back in commercial airliners, PMDG 736. And I'll just get the route up here. And we're taking off from Cardiff, which is where we left off last week. We came down to Cardiff on a VOR NDB route from Edinburgh. Ted says I'm in a few minutes and he's already stripping off for us. Yeah, that's it. So yeah, we're taking a lucky 1B departure from runway 12 based on winds this morning. I'll take us up to Lucky, crossing over into southern England before we hit Al Had, and then taking a southeasterly route over the English Channel into France, right down to the bottom. And we'll be using the, I think it's the Nizar 7 right arrival. Can't remember which one it is. Anyway, I could be wrong in that actually. What does my route say? Yeah, it is an R7T, sorry. So, actually, what we're going to do for that, we're basically going to take it straight down to Maes and then cut over directly onto runway approach 04 left into Nice Côte d'Azur, which is also the airport that serves Monaco. If you're an F1 fan, I'm sure you know what that's all about. So, yes, that's what we're going to be doing today. I've already got my flight plan loaded. Block time's just over 2 hours, so we're going to get going quite quickly. Hopefully Nighthawk can join us today. I'm not sure what's happening. Anyway, we'll hop into the airplane and bring up the sim noises and all that kind of good stuff. So, yes, as you can see, our flight plan is fully loaded. At this point, we can ask the jetway to disconnect here. I think we're ready to get going. So we'll dispense with that jetway. Hopefully that will disappear. Yes, it will. Very good. Okay, any collision lights can come on. We want to start that APU, and we'll get seatbelts on, please. QNH and other things need to be set today as well. So if I go to departure weather, QNH 1013, changing it down here, already set to that, that's fine. And our flight level today is 370. There we go. Once that APU comes in, we should hear the packs whirring away. See that APU's coming down. We should see power coming up shortly as well. There we go. Let's bring in the APU power. We're now switched over from ground power. We can dispense with that. And we'll connect the tug. Cardiff's quite convenient. We've got a taxiway that runs all the way down right to runway 12, so we'll just follow that all the way down today. Pushing our nose to the left today. And we can plan that push back. She'll be, I think, probably there, and then if you could just line us up nicely on the taxiway, that would be fantastic. I had a very strange update for Microsoft Flight Simulator. I don't know if anyone else has experienced this, but it basically reset all my settings. Luckily, I was able to get my key bindings back because profiles were saved there. Word of advice, if you've not actually created a custom profile for all of your controllers, do that now, because if you just stay on default and you set everything, it'll get wiped out. So, luckily, I was able to recover that because I had saved profiles. But all my graphic settings were completely reset. Accessibility options, things like that, I had to try and turn off again, and just a complete pain. And it also reset all of my configuration for the PMDG as well. Very strange. Anyway, one of those things, I guess. Interesting thing is, it also seems to have killed the ground services voice. So I don't know what I've changed there, but yeah, it just doesn't seem to work anyway. Anyways, we will release the parking brake. Here we go. Packs can come off. Fuel can come on. And engine 2. Watching that N2 climb here. There we go. And bring in fuel. Listen to those engines coming into life here. It looks like Nighthawk may have abandoned us today. I'm not sure what's happening there. Hopefully he can join us at some point. Right, engine 2 is stabilized. Switch that in continuous so we can bring in engine 1. And we can bring on lift packs. Bit of air there. N2's live. I'm here, but you can't see me. Okay. Let me just check I'm on the right server. Hang on. Yeah, I'm on North Europe. So, again, another wonderful Microsoft up. Microsoft up. Actually, I don't even know if I've got traffic on. I have a sneaking suspicion I might not. You see, my multiplayer could be turned off. Yeah, I think that's what it is. I don't know if I can turn it on. No, that's a problem. Not without completely resetting everything. Pain. Oh. This update really messed with stuff. It really, really did. Anyway, I think we're just gonna have to we'll have to get screenshots from you, Nighthawk, but I have no idea what's happening here. That is very frustrating. I shouldn't have it off. Because I'm fairly certain I was in the sim the other day I could see people. So. It's just like it's disappeared, I don't know. Let me go offline and online again. Let's try that. Should come and join the dark side. Oh, explain. Yeah. Let's go online again. See if that does anything. I don't know if it will, but there are lots of pilots around the skies. Yeah. I mean, I could try and. Oh God. Do I want to reset it? I suppose I could. I'm just gonna have to go Carlton Arc again, though. That's the problem. God, annoying. Oh well. So much for my smooth entry into the flight today. We can show off Striper anyway. There you go. Alright, let's have a look. First of all, I want to see if I've got the right livery, because that's the first mistake today. Liveries. Do we have another positive rate livery? No, we don't. That is the only one I got. I did load it. The one that Dark sent me, but it doesn't look like it's worked. So we'll have to try and figure that out at some point. Runway departure again. We'll just... See, I can see definitely people there. Gate 10 parking set departure. Oh, there you go. Live traffic. Or live players. Off. Why is it off by default? All players I want. There you go. So that's what the problem was then. It's going to be a rapid fire preset load here for the PMDG then. Start your stopwatches, guys. Let's see how quickly I can get the airplane configured. But it's no fun when you can't see anybody, isn't it? So it is worth actually just resetting. I know it's a pain, but anyway, you'll get to see a flash start, cold and dark to flight. Let's see how fast we can do it. Is someone going to time me? Nighthawk, can you time me? I'll tell you when. Once the cockpit's fully loaded and stabilized, that's when you can start it. Click fly to taxi. Yeah, Dan, if you could do that, that'd be awesome. Okay, here we go. And now, okay, let's go. Come on! Oh, now I'm under pressure. Come on! Fix actions, ground services. No! Come on! Come back! Request ground power. Get rid of the stairs. I don't need that. We'll just assume everybody's on board. And we want request data from SimBrief. That's done. Battery can come on. Ground power is able. Let's see, we got all that is good. We can bring our probes in. 6. Line.
Wyatt, you're making him lose his focus! Oh no! Sorry! Shut up!
Absolutely. No pressure. Can't do anything till that comes up. We can set our altitude today is going to be 370. That is set. Flip our packs down. That can come on. That's fine. If that's already loaded, we're good to go there. Route. Request. Some brief. Let's go. Set the fuel. That's a bit of a cheat, but that's fine. And select route. This side, I want payload. I've got 98 passengers today, and I think I had 23. So I want 1, 2, 2, 3 in half cargo. 1, 0, 0, 0. Forward cargo 47.9. That looks great. Load that flight plan. Okay, here we go. Displays are all up now. Everything is uploading there. Activate. Execute. Performanet. Cruise altitude 370. 47.9. 1. Cost index today was cost index is 15. Execute. Cruise winds 312/51. M1 limit takeoff. Flaps are going to go flaps 10 today. Into our performance tool, import from FT runway 12, import from aircraft, import the weather. Takeoff flaps is 10. Calculate 117, 118, 122. But before we do that, we need to go. Sorry, center of gravity is 23.4, giving us a trim wheel of 4.5. And runway winds today is 120.13. 19. Runway slope is 0.1. Slack temperature 41 degrees. What did we say? 1718122. Back page 117. 118. 122. BRF 127 if that stays on. Hopefully. That might reset, but we'll get that later. Turn all that stuff on. Departure today is runway 12, LEC 1B, execute, and index rival. Aisles at 4 left. He's at 7T. No transition, execute. Legs. Our flight plan here, still aligning. That is looking okay. Worry about the approach when we get up in the air. Just waiting for that. We can get pushback. Connect tug. Oh! Didn't start the APU. It's okay. We'll start getting an alarm here, but that's alright. The battery will hold off. Consider brakes. And while we're waiting on the power to come up, there, and there. Come on, APU. There we go. Power to that. Any collision lights should be on at this point. Start to push back. Just assume that it's doing its thing. Anything else? Yaw damper, come on. Hydraulics, come on. Packs can come off. Engine 2. EGF is now Sobo detailed. You don't need freeware. I mean, okay, that's cool. Well, I've got a freeware one anyway. It's quite cool. I like it. All right. Good start in 2. You ready to stop the clock? Engine 2 to continue. Start 1. Bring one side of packs. Fuel should be on here. I don't know why I didn't do that. Although it is gravity fed to some extent, so it does work in the Boeing strangely. That's accurate. It will not, however, work if you are trying to use center tank fuel. Sorry, fuel 1. And we can see people, which is good. Good start on 1. APU can come off. Bring power in from the engines. Taxi lights on. Packs on both sides. And... oh, haven't dismissed the... come on, come on, come on, go, 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 go. Still got the truck on me. Lowering the plane. Here he goes. Get on my road. Come on! Oh my god, you're going slower today for some reason. Okay, we're clear. We're taxiing. Time. How'd I do? Set flaps 10. (10 minutes 16 seconds). Okay. Thanks, Dan. Thanks for timing me there. Oh well, we made it interesting, right? We got our multiplayer back as well, so that's good. I don't think I've ever done that on the sim before. Just try to see how quickly I could get it up. Oh man! Now the proof will be whether I've forgot to configure something, but we'll see what's happened. I don't know. Is 10 minutes good? Is 10 minutes good? I don't know. Oh man. Nighthawk, if you're ready to go, just off you run. I'll oh come on, don't start giving me connection problems. Oh man. Every time there's an update. Laugh gets you every time? Yeah. I've actually watched the original video, and it's basically he was working in a restaurant, and he wasn't a particularly good worker, I guess. But they had to wash all the paella plates for the service the next day on this kind of seaside restaurant. And there's about 30 of them, I think, and they were fully booked. And so you had to wash them, but there was no way you wanted to wash them. So what he ended to do is he put them out, or no, he was drying them. He washed them, and he had to dry them. So he put them out on the beach to let them dry out. And then the tide came in and washed all the plates away. That's what he was laughing at. Right. Ready to go. Sorry, do you want me to get you... calm down, Willie. We're not on a timer anymore, so let's... There goes Nighthawk. And it is a short runway, Cardiff. That's why I've decided to go for a flap 10 takeoff. I want to see if I can shorten that distance. But there you go. See, that is a very late rotation. But that's just how it is when it comes to Cardiff, unfortunately. So anyway, let's get out of here. Lights can come on. Everything's on continuous. Just ding the crew there. Let them know we're heading out. Final checks, the end dampers off. That's because we had a power disruption put that on. Should be good to go. Everything else is looking happy. We do have a configuration warning. Probably, oh no, it's probably because I've got parking brakes on. Right, configuration warning's gone. Runway heading should probably be set here, but we'll just set the 130 or was it 120, wasn't it? Roughly. Brakes to RTO, yeah, good point. Slight over rotation there. Okay, I'm back. Okay, we will do a toe brake start for this. Alright, brakes are on. 50% power. Brakes released. Toga.
Airspeed alive. Knots. Rotating.
Rotating.
Positive rate of climb.
Gear up. Flaps 5. D26D rate? No, I don't believe so. Okay, looking good there. I can bring on LNAV and autopilot. MCPS control. And flap 0. Gear to park. RTO can come off. No, it wasn't a full D rate at all. No. I think it was climb one D rate. And we'll say goodbye to Wales. Hello, goodbye. Take care. Well into our departure now. We do have a restriction here. I'm going to set that to cruising altitude, but we will be holding at 6,000 until Lecky, I believe. Yeah. And we got lots of news today. As usual, we'll be covering that at once we get up to cruise level. Courtesy of our news correspondent, Nighthawk, who's also flying with me today. Let's see if we can see him. There he is. And then we'll get some lights to come off here. Turn that ignition off for now. Airplane is flying the departure perfectly. And we can go just probably standard. I know it's not quite over the transition, but basically there. Getting good views of England here. Pretty sure it's England anyway. Just looking down that lovely coastline. Right. Happy for the cabin crew to free up. They can start unpacking. Oh, TCAS should be on there. So yeah, that flaps 10 did give us an earlier rotation. I'd actually be curious if that's true to life, if captains tend to use a higher flap setting at Cardiff just to give them a bit of an earlier departure, because there'll be quite a bit of difference between V1 and V2 if you're just doing a flaps 5. Oh, we've got packs on here. It's taking its time. Come on, Lucky. So how you back in the X-plane then, Dan? Since you said join the dark side, are you enjoying it? What are you flying an X-plane these days? What's your favorite? Nighthawk says I delayed rotation to do a high speed 180. Oh right, okay. So you did that on purpose. Fair enough. Flaps 5 or flaps 15? Yeah. I was going to do 15 initially, but I saw that the takeoff performance could do flaps 10, so I thought, because I think flaps 15 was probably overkill, so I thought I'll do flaps 10. And it worked well. Okay, should be seeing the airplane climb now. Yes, we do. And up we go into the stratosphere. Just gonna bring that engine noise down a bit. Dan says, haven't used it in a while because real life stuff. Okay, but seeing as the flight factor 777 V2 is out, want to give that a go. Looks like a lot to handle. Does it? Okay. 777 shouldn't be too bad. It's basically just an evolution on this cockpit, really. Or certainly an evolution on the 7576 cockpit. Okay. Let's see if what our arrival weather is. A little bit of wind in Nice, but nothing too bad. 5 knots, I think we can cope with that. 1012. Probably set that now. Just bank that for later. And in terms of our arrival, I might actually have a look at that now. Let's go do a check. Alright. So what I want to do is actually bring Limpu up to Maes B, I think. Yeah. Bring that there. And what that does for us is it connects up the light plane. So once we get to Limpu, that's basically us straight in. 4,000 at Limpopo. I'm gonna, or 4,000 above rather. I'm gonna call that 4,100. And we have to be above Muse B at 8,000, but I want to be dead on 8,000. So I'll call that 8,100 because that will be a bit of a drop. I think that's fairly close. And working our way up, 112 below, that should be fine. We'll just hope that the VNAV is able to hit for 081. Might be a bit of a sharp descent, we'll see. See how that works out. Flag F. Hi Benji, how you doing? What do you mean by flag F? Okay, apart from that, we're climbing nicely. Passing 16,000. Nighthawk up ahead of us, he's all about 26,000. Like I mentioned, once we get up to cruise altitude, we got some news to go over. Some exciting news, actually, about a studio that we're very, very familiar with. Two studios we're very familiar with. And actually, a bit of a surprise announcement. But one that can possibly be explained by some following news. So, yes, do stay tuned for that. We'll be covering that once we get up to cruise altitude. Just gonna pop away to get another coffee. And Nighthawk says I gotta get coffee as well. Yeah, so give you some nice views outside here. And I'll be right back with you. See you in a minute. Right back with you guys. See how we're doing. Alright, approaching 26,000 feet. Everything's looking okay. Looks like Nighthawk is just about 33,000. Yeah, lots of airplanes in the skies today. Look at that. All around us. Don't forget, guys, do hit the like button for me. It really helps us out. And if you're watching the background and If you'd like to join us again, please do hit that subscribe button as well. And of course, you can join us on Discord, as Dan has nicely placed the link there. Do join our Discord channel. Come and say hello to the Positive Rate and become part of the Positive Rate family. Oh, we got an F-18 out there. Seatbelts can come off as well. Oh, look at that countryside. It's the last time we're going to see this, guys. Part 3 in our round the world trip is going to take us down to the southern point of France. Looking for suggestions on the route that we're going to take around the world. If after we hit Nice, if there's a place that you would like to see that we could potentially look at. I haven't decided how we're going to circumnavigate. Open to suggestions. Do let us know in Discord, or so you can suggest it in the chat as well if you want. And if you want us to overfly where you live, do give us some suggestions in the chat. We can possibly add it to the route at an appropriate time. But hopefully we're going to see over the next couple months, we're going to see places we've never even thought of, never even seen in the sim or imagined that we would go to. So yeah, it should be quite interesting. See, our top of climb is not far away there. We can go to our progress or estimated. Estimated time into Nice is 10:50 Zulu. Oh no, that's top of climb. What am I talking about? Estimated time to Nice is 12:15 Zulu. So that is about an hour and a half. And we'll have about 3 tons of fuel when we get there. Top climb's 22 nautical miles away. Approaching 33,000 for 37. Just while I picked up that bleed air wasn't on, otherwise we would get an altitude horn by now. And I believe the landing altitude at Nice is about 60 feet, so I'll set that as well. Oh, that should be on. I always forget that. There we go. Currently flying over Reading as we head towards the coast. Back with your coffee? Brilliant. Get some panel lighting up here, I think. Just makes it a little bit easier to see. Path today will take us pretty much directly over Brighton before we cross over the English Channel. So we'll try and get a view of that. Strike Eagle. Ooh. lots of people flying today. Ooh, the pilot people, that must be Heathrow, is it? It's a busy day. Crowded skies today. Keep an eye out for Brighton. Oh. Okay, Benji. I'm going to give you one warning. Please don't spam the chat, okay? Otherwise, you're gone. All right? Okay, I don't want to lose you. I'd like you to follow us. But we don't tolerate that kind of behavior here. So if you can't act like an adult or a polite person, then please go somewhere else. I think that might be Brighton there. And possibly here, actually. Depending on how much detail we can see, there should be a little wharf that kind of, or a pier rather, that sticks out into the sea, so that's what I'm looking for. Thanks, Dan. Appreciate it. But it's an absolutely amazing place, Brighton. It's a lot of good night spots, a lot of good restaurants, beautiful seaside. Big university town as well. Can we see the pier? Can we see the pier? I think it will. Oh, maybe it. Is that the pier there? Just make it out. Just make it out. Yep, I think that'll be it there. Or it could be it there. I'm not quite sure. One of the two. I think that's a harbor actually, so I think that might be the pier over here. Amazing that you can see all this detail, though. I do really love it. Okay, we are at cruising altitude. You know what that means. It's time for the news, guys. Here we go. Okay. Few things to talk about today. Fly-by-wire, they are getting everyone excited. So they recently had a preview with the Blue Experience, my good friends Blue Games and XP72. XP72, for the record, will be coming on to the Haggis Poutine Show next month to join me, listen to some music and talk about flight simulation stuff, so do watch out for that. But they are showing off the interior, and they got some really, really unprecedented access to the airplane. One thing I really liked was the wing flex here. Let's see if we can find it. And just look at the detail on that. It's absolutely crazy. Look, isn't that gorgeous? Really putting their heart and soul into this, guys. That's definitely something to get very, very excited about, I think. So yeah, we are going to be watching that with keen interest. It looks like it might be starting to get into some sort of beta stage. I know nobody's really seeing anything, and I'm sure there's a lot of beta testers out there that aren't allowed to talk about it. So we'll just have to wait for tidbits of information as they become officially available. And there's a bit of additional mentions here, just to say that I can't remember what was here. Still a lot of work to be done before the initial release. They're working on an Emirates interior layout, and apparently they're going to make the interiors customizable. So different texture sets that you can do your own designs for inside the airplane, which is really cool. And while they have almost completed their main deck, things like galleys and stuff like that, they might have to do after the fact. So I think right now they're just focusing on getting it working, getting it flying, and yeah, it should be good. PMDG, now this is interesting. 737 MAX, you remember that this was announced, a bit of a surprise by everybody, but they have put it on hold. Big X Project Tease, we don't know what that is, but we certainly do know from this release that they are working and have been working on the Queen of the Sky 747. Now, I have no idea whether this is the 747-400, which is what they've typically released in the past, or if this is going to be actually the 747-800. Suspect it might be the 400. Of course, if you're familiar with PMDG in the past, the Queen of the Skies product is probably one of their biggest sellers. And I'm sure a lot of people are very, very excited about getting a high-fidelity 747, which we don't really have. We do have some mods for the default aircraft, which do kind of work, but nothing to the level that PMDG will obviously be introducing. They're also bringing on the 777 long range and extended range is going to be coming out at some point, but it depends on priorities. In the meantime, the freighter version of the 777 has entered beta, so you should be seeing an announcement on that fairly soon. Now, why have they canceled that 737 MAX? I think this might have something to do with it. iFlyBeast has just put out a first flight preview of their 737 MAX. And XP72, again, a good friend of mine, he had a chance to run it through its paces. And this is looking really, really good, guys. Really cool. So, I'll be watching this with eager anticipation. Hopefully we'll get a chance to talk to XP about this when he comes on the radio show next month and see what his thoughts were, if it feels anything to the level of PMDG, or is it somewhere in between? Is it kind of more in a builds level? I don't know. But it's looking really, really good. And of course, it's a hugely popular aircraft despite all its controversy in real life. And this will be the first time that we've actually had any kind of high fidelity add-ons to support the product. Dan says the 380 is looking better every time we see it. It absolutely is. And Nighthawk says Murphy took the iFly 737 for a test flight on stream. Cool. And it does look pretty good, yeah. And we're glad of that, right? We want to see a good MAX. For all intents and purposes, despite everything that's happened to it, it is a very successful airplane and a very good airplane. A good evolution on the 737 series. So, yeah, we'll keep an eye out for that one. New entry into the yoke side of things. This is Virpil. It looks like they've got 3 products that are coming out. They're really, and this is cool because this will be the first time we've seen a yoke which would be suitable for a Embraer-style airplane. But yeah, it looks like there's a lot of products coming out, and they're showing off the build quality, which is looking fairly promising. It looks fairly rugged, which is what you want in a yoke. I know that there's been a lot of controversy recently with Thrustmaster and Honeycomb in terms of the longevity of their products and maybe not being as reliable after a year of use. So we're wanting to see that build quality come into it. No announcements on pricing as yet. I'm sure. Oh, no, sorry. If you join the Kickstarter, you can get I presume that's the main yoke, base yoke candle for $359 US, which doesn't sound too bad in the grand scheme of things. So if it's the build quality is where it needs to, and it looks like they have customizability, so you can change the handle, you can swap out components. I mean, it's looking really good. Pretty awesome, actually. And you can just configure it the way you want to, which is really, really cool. So, yeah. In freeware side of things, no Money Mondays, I love that thing. Latuke, I don't know. Elizabeth II International Airport by don't know if I can. I'm just going to call it Basilio. Anyway, it's Paris Airport, I guess. It's located in northern France. Some lovely screenshots of the scenery. Best part about it, it's from what I can tell, it's completely free. Looking very nice. Beautiful part of the world, anyway. See some GA hangars there. Looking good. And you can go and grab that on flightsim.to. So just if you're looking for it, just look for however you pronounce that studio name, and I'm sure you'll come across it. And that's news for today, guys. We'll get right back to it. Hope you enjoyed what we had to talk about today. Okay. See Nighthawk up ahead of us there. Everything else is looking okay. No change in our arrival time, but I'll tell you what we can do is we'll go and get our descent winds forecast. Keep an eye on that. So 12:15 Zulu at the moment. Once we bring in this forecast, we'll see if that changes. Looks cute. Yeah, slight revision to other waypoints, but yeah, it still looks like we're looking at 12:15 Zulu for Nice. And currently we're at 11:02, so just over an hour, hour and 10 minutes or so. And Jayhawk's in the afternoon, gentlemen, and Dan. Brutal. How are you, Jayhawk? Great to see you. You not been dragged out shopping today yet? And also, guys, you may have noticed I'm not coughing nearly as much as I was last week. I was watching myself back on Restream. I was coughing a lot. So yeah, I'm feeling a little bit better now. Where are we? Just coming over Dieppe. Which there's a Canadian monument down there, actually, somewhere. Dieppe. We'll see Paris blow us and off to the left at some point. Just heading out in 5. You know Madam so well. Well, she's nothing if not predictable. You can tell her I said so. After this, I'm going to be playing Dad Taxi for the good chunk of the weekend, so which includes a late night pickup from the train station tonight when my daughter and my wife come back from a concert, and then dragging my kids to, well, they're dragging me, but I got to drive to Comic-Con at Edinburgh on Sunday, which I'm not looking forward to at all, but it's not about me. For my sins. I actually posted something social media. It's like Edinburgh Comic Con is aptly named because they're definitely a bunch of thieving clowns. I got a bit of attention from some friends, but it's just so expensive for what it is. It's just to get through the door, and then if you actually do want to meet any of the celebrities they got, I mean, it's anywhere between 30 quid for an autograph. which they got some pretty good guests. I mean, guys like Sean Pertwee and that I would like to meet. And they're the people I would like to meet, which are probably the older side, but they're actually a lot cheaper. But some of the younger guests are charging anyway up to 95 quid to get an autograph or a photo. And it's not both, it's one or the other. And it's just like, come on. Really? I mean, these are celebrities, these are actors, actresses that are making lots of money. I mean, why do they need that money, or is that just like to cover paying for their appearance? And even then, when did it become a thing where these guys, had to get paid for their appearance? It's just, it's a bit mental. But anyway, so I don't like where Comic-Con's kind of gone. This whole monetization of, pay for the privilege of meeting this person. And, I can appreciate a good actor. I'll take care of J-Hog. All the best to you. Appreciate a good actor or an actress, but I'm not going to pay money just for the privilege of getting a photo with them or getting an opportunity to talk to them. If I happen to bump into one and they say hi, that's great, but I'm not going to give you money for the privilege of being in your presence. Sorry, he might be a celebrity, but you're not royalty. And even I wouldn't do that for royalty anyway. Okay, is there anything? All the lighting lights come off. Doesn't make a huge difference because the lights are actually embedded into the wing. As mentioned, we should be seeing Paris coming up over here somewhere, which probably explains why there's so many multiplayer traffic. There's so much multiplayer traffic over there. So I'll give you a wing view here. Let's see if we can do that. And I'm just going to run to the little boy's room for a sec, guys, but hopefully you can get a nice view of Paris as we go by. Be right back. And I'm back. So you can see Nighthawk up there. Yeah. You're slightly lower than Nighthawk. Did you get assigned 35,000? Bit interesting. No nasty lights to worry about. So you can see Paris there. Oh, you just chose it? Lenzenaria says, hello! Hello, Lenzenaria. How are you doing? Great to see you. We're just flying over Paris, heading for Nice. Presume that'll be the Seine, will it? I was watching, recall watching the Olympics. They're doing some of the, I don't know if it was the triathlon or whatever, but they're swimming in the Seine, and apparently this thing was absolutely manky. And a lot of the athletes were getting finished with their swim and just throwing up on the side of the river. It's absolutely disgusting. A couple airports there. I don't know which one's which. I think that might be Charles de Gaulle. But yeah, it's certainly a big city. And he says, morning. Well, afternoon now. Yeah, how are you doing, Jamie? All the best to you. It's only just become afternoon anyway. Recreating a flight that you're doing on Friday. All right, what kind of flight is it? Tell us all about it. And we didn't get a chance to show your screenshots. I think you disappeared. I was going to show them at the end last week. But I think you had to go. All good. What about myself? I'm feeling a lot better. I'm not coughing as much, which is good, because that doesn't make for good entertainment when your presenter's hacking all the way through it. Look at that. That's cool. There's another airport down there. Glasgow to Alicante. Ooh. Wish I was doing that in real life. It's certainly gotten a lot colder up here. Oh, the La Rochelle rotation, yeah. I'll see if I can find it. Give me a sec. Oh, got some nice shots from Nighthawk, actually. Oh, Nighthawk's taking a great one. So that's what the new livery looks like. I've not loaded it properly, but that's what it looks like. It's looking great there. Look at that. Beautiful shot. Absolutely. What a shame I couldn't get it working. I'll have to spend some time on that. Was that the La Rochelle shots there, Jamie? Oh, wow. Look at that. GSX doing its thing there. Pretty cool. Wow, that's nice, eh? Great shots, Jamie. Really good. Awesome. Well, thanks for sharing that with us. Stansted and La Rochelle, yeah. It looks awesome. Looks like a nice flight. Top of climb, or top of descent, I should say. We are 272 nautical miles away. 11:47 Zulu. So that is about half an hour to our top of descent. Probably go through some approach. Configurations as well. 109.95 on the ILS, so let's get that dialed in. Okay, that's ready to go, and the course will be 042. go. Is this a straight-in approach? Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. But a very steep descent. So I think we're going to be using a lot of speed brakes. Alright, so let's actually go see what that's going to look like. So we're coming on 4 left. Do we need auto brakes 3? Those look like auto brakes 2. Let's have a look. Where's the airport length? Is only 8,000 feet, actually. It might go auto brakes 3. That keeps our landing distance under 5,000, which probably sounds more on the safe side. 19 degrees though, nice and balmy. Not too bad. Well, there's reversers are. It doesn't change your required landing distance anyway. 128 knots VAP. So I think we'll go. Is that flaps 30? Yeah. So we'll go flaps 30 / 128. And that's good to go. So give us a approach of 133 if we go into legs. Yeah, 133. There you go. So remember that. I'm just going to write that down as well. Very good. And actually, what was the 2988? Still QNH 1012, so that's fine. And it's not changed. Looks like it's very stable weather there. As we come over the Hauts of France. There's your top of descent up here somewhere. Just do a quick review. So yeah, our first restriction is we got to be below 34,000 at Nizar, and then below 16,000 at Amphoe, and 12,000. So yeah, we got below 12,000 at Tipic. But we only got 10 miles to get to 8, so I might do a hard set there. Let's call that, say 10,000. And $15 miles, so that's 16. So let's call that 13,000. I might recalculate our top of descent a bit. Just to try and lower the steepness of that. But once we get to Musenby, between Musenby and Limp, we got 15 or just under 16 miles to get down 4,000 feet, so that might be a bit tight there, so we'll keep an eye on it, but all being well, it should be okay. Just look at all the farms down there. Few lakes. And of course, this is the last time we'll see France for a while as well. In case you didn't hear what I said earlier, we are looking for routing suggestions for our around the world journey. So if there's any places that you'd like us to see, please do let us know. You can let me know in chat, but best place would be to go into Positive Rate. Actually, what's that channel called? Positive Rate Flight Plan. Make some suggestions there about some of the places we could go and visit. If you're going to suggest routes themselves, so we are going to be landing in Nice today, and we'll be departing from Nice next week. Please make sure the block time is under a couple hours. Although I think next week what we might be doing is taking the Duke turbine out, so I will try and alternate between the two just so we can get some more touring flights fit in. But it'll likely be the Duke turbine that we'll be looking at next week. And also I'm going to get, as part of our Around the World tour, Hangar 713 will be joining us live to fly with us. We're going to be trying out one of Hangar 713's airplanes as well. I'm doing a GA flight in that, testing out some of his planes. So yeah, it should be good. And he's going to come on and talk about stuff, and we'll have a grand old time. Lovely guy called Nick. Not the Nick that we know, not Nick on our team, but a different Nick. $198 miles to the top of the sun. That's 10:46 Hulu, so just about 23 minutes. Nighthawk says there's a small grass field in Venice that would be a good challenge. Ooh. Interesting. Might not take the Duke turbine for that, though. Might pick something a bit more appropriate. Tell you what we could do. We could possibly do a flight in the Just Flight Arrow. Or Just Flight Warrior might be more appropriate for that. Good idea. Of course, we have to get to Venice first, so... Is that where we're going to fly then, Nighthawk? Is that your suggestion? We should fly to Venice. LIPV, yeah. I'll tell you what to do, Nighthawk. Okay, if you can drop that suggestion into the Positive Rate flight plan channel, so I don't forget, and I'll have a look at that this week. See what kind of routing we can potentially do. Definitely on the slow side today. I think that's because we've got a fairly low cost index. Speed us up a bit. Let's go 70. What does that do to our fuel? Currently showing 3 ton. I'll just see if that changes. It doesn't look like it's making a massive dent. Works for me. As mentioned, Haggis Poutine Show is returning on October 27th. And that will be exclusive on
Sky Blue Radio.
Initial episode looking like Martin Northwell from Just Flight is going to be joining me live on air to talk about everything that's happening in Just Flight, what's coming out, what's been announced, and he's going to be able to take questions as well. So do join us for that. We'll be having a DJ chat on Discord. You can find that by going to skyblueradio.com. Just click on Discord and that'll take you straight through our TG chat server. He'll be taking questions there while we're talking live on air and playing some good music. So yeah, do watch out for announcements on that on here on the community channel, and of course listen to skyblueradio.com. Love some of the names. Idle Jewel. It's an interesting one. What else we got? Electron Volt. So you can see any other fun ones here. Esprat, Sfoxo. Always see some fun names on here time to time. Oop, stinking doghouse. Okay, top of descent estimate now has dropped a couple minutes. 11:45 Zulu. That is just under 20 minutes. So having said that, before things start getting busy, I'm going to just going to grab a glass of water, guys. Be right back. back with you guys. Alright. Flight plan's about to get a bit more interesting. Around 13 minutes to top of descent. And it looks like we're still going to have 3 tons, so even increasing that cruise speed to 7.8 didn't really do much. Probably because we're so close to the end, I guess. And there's Monaco. See if there's any change to the weather. Slight change on the winds. So we're going to have a little bit of a crosswind coming in today then. So we'll keep an eye out for that. That should make life a little bit interesting on landing. QNH is still the same. And it looks like the weather is quite nice. Nice for nice. Nice for Nice. I can definitely see a bit of cloud cover building though. Eh? What's all this then? Hey, Vroden! How are you? I think you said that last time you joined right at the end just as I was cutting to end credits. How are you doing, mate? Doing okay. You still flying in the sim? What are you up to these days? Take that range down just a little bit. There's our top of descent right there. Just over 80 miles. Hi, Willie, says Roden. Hi, how you doing, mate? Yeah, what's up? What's new with you? You still doing the sim thing, or are you doing other things? Still flying, but Reverb G2 is about to stop working. Oh, that's not good. What's a Reverb G2? I gotta go look at that. You got me my interest peaked now. Oh, is this a VR headset? Okay. Oh, you fly in VR then? Okay. What's happening with it? Is it just starting to wear down a bit? Testiest set. Funny. They took Windows Mixed Reality out of Windows 11? Okay, I have no idea what that is. Maybe you could give me a light explanation. So they've actually taken a feature away. Is that what you're saying? Do we know why? The next time you restart your computer, it won't work anymore. I don't know. So is it just because you've lost complete support for that headset then? He's quite close actually if he's crossing at that speed. You can see the is that the Mediterranean? Microsoft is about to release a VR headset, so they decided to screw up. I can't see that flying for too long. Yeah, I mean, fair enough if they're bringing out their own headset, but I find it very unusual that they would drop support for other headsets just because they're bringing their own out. That's unprecedented. They've never done that before. Must be a workaround, surely. It's pretty controversial. things like that that drive people to Linux. Not that I would fancy trying to install driver in Linux. It took me ages to get my Wi-Fi dongle working. Hoping something happens, but so far nothing. Yeah, I'd be slightly optimistic about that. I think it'll probably get corrected, hopefully. But top of descent, very close now. 11:44 Zulu, still tracking, so just under 8 minutes. So I'll drop that range down yet again. I think what we're going to do is we'll drop the altitude to our platform platform of 4,000 feet. The airplane will fly the constraints up to that point anyway. It just started to absolutely hammer down with rain where you live? Oh, right. Like bad. Oh, right. Okay. Stay safe. Everyone says they have known it's going to happen for a while and nobody has come up with anything. All right. It's very, very strange. Not a good decision. If Microsoft is actually trying to block hardware, that's not a good decision at all. No, I'm just reading up on it. Strange. Okay, turning towards Monaco. I'm just going to keep an eye out for any any steep descent warnings on the FMC, because we might need to be ready on the brakes. You're planning on getting a Quest 3? Okay. And so the Quest 3 works then. You wanted a Quest 2, but I heard you can't use it without Facebook metadata. Oh, really? Bloody hell, no. How about that? So you got to sign into your Facebook account to use a piece of hardware. This world's going mad. I'm surprised there's not been any trust against that, so I think that's just completely wrong. Having said that, I mean, I guess it's no different than if you buy an Android phone, you pretty much need a Google account, don't you? Or if you have an Apple product of any kind. PlayStation recently made an adapter to use their PSVR 2 with PC. Yeah, I heard that. I don't know how their VR headset ranks against some of the other PC versions, though. You have a Meta account because you need it for your original Oculus Rift, yeah. Well, of course, because they bought that, didn't they? Yeah, 40 miles to top of descent. Go through a quick preview of our approach. So we are taking the Nizar 7T, which I believe takes us through Tupacs. Can't remember. Up to Tippec, then Meuse. Once we get to Meuse, which we've got to be just above 8,000 feet, you'll see I had a hard set at 8,100. Then taking the direct from Meuse to can't remember what that waypoint was called. Is it near us? No, it's not near us. Near us is if you're coming in from the east. So we're basically coming straight in from Maes, joining the localizer path into runway 4 left, and then at 4,000 feet, and then we'll descend into Nice on a course of 042. Dan says, to be honest, if I had the money, I would love to buy the valve index, but I think it's over $1,000 for the full setup. Wow. Of course, that's practically almost a PC on its own, is it not? Everyone says, yeah, the index is old and way too expensive. Yeah. Seeing some mountains down there. Oh, look at that, very pretty. Looks like Nighthawk is just about to start his descent. Can't tell. Mind you, he's a little bit lower than me, so he'll probably be starting a bit later. Cool hand controllers, but not worth $1,000. Yeah. Yeah, I remember their hand controllers, actually. I came up with that idea for that hand controller about 20 years ago. I've had all these kind of ideas about technology that all seem to be coming true. I predicted back in, when I was in college, it was back in the year 2001, I predicted that you'd be able to buy a fridge with a touch screen on it, that you could annotate a grocery list. And I remember the professor at the time said that was insane. There was absolutely no reason anybody would want to do something like that. And of course, you can buy them now. You can actually buy them. That made you laugh? I came up with that idea? I'll tell you another idea I came up with late 90s. I thought, wouldn't it be cool if you had cars, you know, the tail lights on cars, signal lights, if rather than just flashing left or flashing right, it actually had like a three-stage light that kind of, that signaled out. So it almost like a, I don't know if I'm describing this right, but it would go boop, 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 you know, so if you're going left or right. And that, I've recently seen that, I think BMW does that now. They've been doing that for the last 5 years or so. I don't know if the Mustang does it, but it certainly wasn't doing it in the 90s anyway. I came up with that idea a while ago. Smart fridges, yeah, that's right. You have a glass window and you're not has Wi-Fi, yeah, because it again, I think you can add to a grocery list, and then as you're losing stuff, and then it saves it in the cloud, and then when you go to the grocery store, you just pull the list in. But I came up with that concept year 2001. That was before mobile phones, or at least before smartphones, I should say. So the whole idea of having like a screen, mobile screen, things like that was completely new. Nobody was really doing that. We did have something called there was a Palm Pilot, which was a very rudimentary kind of device, and of course we had something called the Blueberry, I think, as well, which was kind of like the BlackBerry phone before they actually had a phone version of it. I also came up with that year. Came up with an idea of a projector. So you know, like you get TV projectors. I came up with a projector where you could it would be a sphere, and you could just put it on your table, and you could point it anywhere you wanted and beam a screen anywhere you wanted in the room, and it would automatically correct for like key and everything like that. And I just recently saw that come out at the Consumer Electronics Show last year or 2 years ago, and I thought of that back in 2001. Sorry, I'm really not trying to brag or sound intelligent. I kick myself every time I see these things because I think, God, if I just actually done something different in my life and actually tried to invent something and get someone to build it for me, I might have made a fortune by now. Am I going to FS Expo 2025? Is that the one in America? I don't know. It's very hard to say. I suspect probably not, but I mean, if someone like Just Flight wants to pay my airfare and my hotel, I'm happy to go. But fortunately, for that kind of trip, it can be quite expensive, and I'd rather divert that money to taking the family somewhere nice. So it's in June. Yeah. I'm sure it'll be a good time, though. I wish I could go because I'm constantly asked by content creators, studios who want to know if I'm going to be there. And I do have, so many people I know in the flight sim industry, mainly through through being a radio presenter, and then of course I've continued that relationship as I've been doing the YouTube thing. But yeah, I'm constantly asked if I'd like to go over. I think I just missed the top of the descent, didn't I? Oh no, I did, because thankfully this is not the fly-by-wire, this is the PMDG, and the plane starts descending itself. Okay, so we are now passing through 32,000. Phew! Thank goodness for that. And we got to be below, what was it, below 320, so I've actually hard set that. Oh no, that's in there. That's alright, that's in there. Thankfully, Willie isn't actually flying the plane. Well, I'd still be okay. It's doing what it's supposed to. I've prepared. I've had everything ready to go, and the plane's doing what it's supposed to do, so that's fine. Quick check on arrival weather. No change there. Winds, slight increase to winds. Slight more of a crosswind, I think. Well, we shall see. Look at those mountains, guys. Look at that. You don't think of mountains being that close to the sea, do you, really? Must be really pretty down there. You see some farms and villages, so certainly a lot of people living in that area. You just love to give people crap about autopilot. You need to fly it by hand like a van. Well, join me next week because I'll be flying GA again. So nobody ever wants to fly the 737 by hand if they can avoid it. Not even real pilots. You're not proving anything to anybody. VNAV profile looking okay. No alarm bells yet on descent, so we don't need any braking. If Roden says I got a $1,000 controller, got it on autopilot. Fair point. I do not have a $1,000 controller. I've got a Thrustmaster 16,000, so I'm quite happy with it. I've actually got two of them. Can you see the sea? I can see the sea. See? There it is. Nighthawk just approached 20,000 feet. We were just below 26. And our next restriction is we got to be bang on 320. Two pox. Almost, I keep wanting to say Tupac there, but it's not. It's Tupac. Oh no, sorry, not. Yeah, we gotta be below below 320 and above 20,000. Apologies. And then we drop down to 13,000. But we got 37 miles to do that, so that's gonna be totally fine. Dan says, I try to hand fly as much as I can when I'm flying the airliners, but in a single pilot environment, it can be very challenging. Yeah, exactly. They're not. I mean, you know, they're designed to allow people to hand fly them, but they're not designed to be hand flown, if that makes any sense. And apart from takeoff and landing, anyway. Otherwise, why would you have all this stuff? Oregon Aviator is coming. He says, hello. Hello, Oregon Aviator. So great to see you. Please hit the like and subscribe for me, mate. It would be very much appreciated. Just about to land into Nice. Okay. Past 2 parks. Plane is now descending to Ampho, 13,000 feet. One thing I am going to do, Muse B, I think 240 might be a bit spry, so I'm going to drop that to 210. Actually, no, we can leave it at 240. I'm actually not bad with that. What I might do is drop Lempo to 180. More Boeing person, Airbus is best. No, I fly Airbus as well. I usually fly the fly-by-wire 320. Yeah, I fly both. Relatively competent in both. I'll tell you, we were just talking earlier about the Airbus 380 that fly-by-wire is working on. It looks amazing. Really looking forward to it. What about yourself, Oregon Aviator? What's your favorite airplane to fly in the sim? Would make for an interesting challenge, though, seeing if you could hand fly a route with no AP. It happened on when they were doing, was it World Flight? It was the guys in the States. They had a 737 sim, and like the auto throw was, well, the autopilot was just completely broken. They had to hand fly it for 3 hours. Dreadful. Yes, it would be an interesting challenge. Tony! Hey, how's it going? West coast of Australia. How are you doing, sir? Tony, so great to see you. Oregon Aviator says, my favorite has to be the Phoenix 320. Fantastic add-on. Yep, that is quite right. In the series, or the Tolus in X-Plane. Yeah, Tolus has got a really good name in X-Plane, actually. G'day, says Dan to Tony. How you been, Tony? I haven't seen you in ages. Hit that like for me as well, if you wouldn't mind, mate. Okay, game face on, guys. Drop that range one more notch there. Quick brief. So 15,000 at Info down to 10,000 at Typic over 15 miles should be fine. Then dropping to 8,100 feet at Museby over 10 miles, that should be totally fine as well. It's this one right here, Museby to Lempo. So we've got 15 miles to drop, 4,000 feet. Might need a bit of braking there, guys, so we'll see what happens. But we will be warned by the FMC if we have an issue. Hey man, been very busy. Busy. What's keeping you busy? Is it real life, work, children, family, simming? What's keeping you busy? Have you just become a dungeon master? Have you just started collecting Pokemon cards? What's keeping you busy? Look at that. See the farms at the top of these plateaus? That's kind of neat. That's a bit different. Usually it's the other way around in Scotland. Hey, profile looking good. Plane is Very happy, actually. Real life, no kids, no Pokemon. Okay. Just real life, fair enough. Yeah, I'm quite busy at my work as well. This is really the only siesta I get when I do the simming on the Saturday now. Some beautiful terrain now down here, though. Okay, let's think about landing. We are going flaps 3 today. I think we're going to do auto brake 3, aren't we? And our V approach today is 133, so bear that in mind. Ron says, Yellow Pilot, my F-14 has been acting a fool, so I've been hand flying it for months. Yeah. I mean, that's the problem. The autopilot in most fighter jets is pretty dodgy, and flight simulator add-ons I've always found. The one that works the best, which is to be expected, is the India Foxtrot Echo F-35. That is actually quite a strong autopilot. It works really well. But it's a completely different ballgame, and it's not really built for navigation. It's about navigating to your target and coming back. It does this thing where you hit Alt-Hold and it sets the altitude to 0. Oh, that's not helpful. That's not helpful. Yeah, I can see that being an issue. Okay, approaching Amphi, we're going to be dropping down to 10,000 at Tipex. Nighthawk currently at 7,000. He'll be getting close to his final approach, I would think. Imagine we'll probably be seeing a lot of vineyards down here. I'm not quite sure what the main crop around Monaco is, but I imagine it has something to do with wine. Okay, just a quick weather check. No change. Winds are 1807 knots. Slick crosswind. QNH 1012, which is already set and ready to go. And is there anything else you need to think about? Probably not. Apart from that, the airplane's doing a fantastic job here. Ron says, a lot going on because you're old and my wife is a hypochondriac. Oh, God. That's awesome. So she's not just doing it for attention. Oh, man. Oh, there's Nighthawk. Looks like he's swinging around for his base. Nighthawk will be between Tippett and Museby, I would think. Muse and B. Okay, bring on the landing lights. I think we'll bring the seatbelts on as well. Get everybody sat down. We're already just about 250 knots, so indicated, so there's not really much to worry about there. Once we get past Tippett, we'll go to standard, or to QNH. Sorry, I shouldn't laugh, Roded, but I did just find that a bit funny. Just turn off the oxygen. Yeah, they'll calm down, all right. Yeah, they'll pass out. Okay, bringing in QNH. Dropping to 8,000 feet. Looks the way that we've set these altitudes, the airplane seems relatively happy. So, but the next one's the key one because it's a short distance to drop 4,000 feet. So we might need a bit of braking, and we're decelerating as well. So actually, I'm gonna bring in intervention here, possibly. Let's bring it down to 110, actually. Or 210, I should say. Yeah, we'll get some braking. Come on. A little bit of help for the airplane. Look at that beautiful coastline, though. Look at that. Isn't that nice? It's no wonder all the Formula One ponces love hanging out down here. It's probably good for now. Bring those brakes back in. Flaps one. And we'll bring in our ILS frequencies down here. See if we get a localizer Q. .4100 at Lempo, just before we begin our final approach into Côte d'Azur. .10995. Check, check. Course 42, check and check. BNAV path says we're okay. It's been a while since I heard someone call someone else a ponce. I do it all the time, mate. Ooh, look at those mountains. You don't want to be hitting them. Look at that. Oh, we got a freeze. There we go. Always have a bit of a gulp in my stomach when I see the flight sim lock up, because you never know if it's going to come back, but usually it does. Okay, I can see localizer there, so we'll arm that. We might go straight to approach mode depending on how... Yeah, that's already there. So we'll just go straight to approach mode. That's fine. Let's bring down to 180. In the cabin. Ignition to continuous. Getting ready for approach. Seem to have gained on Nighthawk a bit. This is looking okay. Auto brakes are set. Is it too late to get the flight insurance? Yeah. The runway might be over there somewhere. Not really needed much speed braking, just apart from a bit of deceleration, but apart from that, we're looking good. Just comes down to what I can do on the stick now. Okay, I think we're gonna slow it right down. We need a little bit of space between ourselves and Nighthawk. Ups 2. Coming in on the glide scope, we are now on the localizer. Flaps 5. Flaps 10. 14 miles. There's the airport up there somewhere. Hopefully that just gives Nighthawk a little bit of breathing distance. I can see him. It looks like he's disappeared. Okay, we are on the scope. Bring in autopilot B and drop to approach. Gear down. Actually, we don't need gear down yet. Put it back up, Will. Put it back up. Get over results. We're still 11 miles out. That's that gear horn, by the way. Haven't heard that in a while. Alright, put the gear down. What the heck? Let's get configured. Flaps 2.5. Sorry, that's a bit in the loud side, guys. Sorry about that. Flaps 30. Just try. Oh, there's Nighthawk now. Yeah, okay. Looks like I've given them lots of space anyway. That's what I was trying to do. 133 VAP set. Auto speed brakes are armed. Auto brakes 3 armed. Lights can come on. Ignition to continuous. Let's see what we can do. I wouldn't want to guess how much it would cost to buy property down there. Moonraker! I like that one. Moonraker 2. Cool. Okay, a little bit of turbulence. Winds seem right behind us at the moment, which is a bit alarming. That's not what I was expecting anyway. All sorts of strange ocean currents causing the issue here. Nighthawk's almost on the ground. So we're landing with the wind. That was not intentional. Possibly I didn't look at the set the time right. It's not strong enough to cause a massive problem, but we just have to be aware that we're going to float. Come on. $200 minimums. Okay. I'll put it off. Nice and stable anyway.
500.
Drifting high.
Approaching minimums. Minimums.
Continue.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Not too bad. Whoop. Reverse thrust. A little bit on the firm side, but totally acceptable. Well, he missed landing. It was all right. Wasn't bad. Actually, I had a tailwind, so I think from that perspective, I was could have been worse, I guess. It's busy here today. Give it a 6. Cheers. You always give me a 6. What are you talking about? Isn't that your running joke? I'll give it a 6. You always give it. I thought you did. You can do better than a 6. Yes, I can. Yeah, I would be fair. If I was rating myself today, I would have given myself a 6 as well. So it's totally by and by. Where are we parking? B by the looks of it. in from an angle here. And generally transfer the... Yeah, I've seen you say that as well. If only we could do that perfectly every time, eh? Someday, sir. Someday. Very crowded kind of doors here. I don't know if this bridge is going to connect, but we'll try. This is all freeware scenery, by the way, too, guys. It looks pretty cool. I haven't started my APU. So I might actually ask for ground power. Actually, won't want to hook that up, though, until I'm clear. Professional pilots do it every time. Yeah, fair enough. Well, I guess that's what separates me from the pros, eh? Did you ever fly in real life, Roden? Just waiting for that EPU to calm down. Lost your license due to heart condition. Oh, what a nightmare. That must have been enormously frustrating for you. Lights can come off. Okay, we are good. Engines can now come off. And see if we can get that bridge to come out and join us. Now you fly the simulator? Yeah. At least you got something, I guess. Although it's not quite the same. At all. No, jetway's not going to work there. Let's see if I can get it through the other way, which is that way. So I think there's probably a slight scenery flaw here, but anyway, we'll leave it. Anyway, welcome to Nice, guys. Oop, last time in France. I mean, scenery does look really cool. I like it. It's maybe a bit of an issue with the bridges there, but it's pretty awesome. I like it. And of course, what an amazing setting. Best known for the F1. The sim in VR is flat out amazing. Yeah, yeah. That would be a really cool thing to do GA flights in for me. And a big shout out to Nighthawk as well for joining us today. Switch chat. I don't know if you can see us. Do chime in on the chat if you can see us. But someone landing or taking off. Moonraker is behind us. We've got a guy called Annoyed James coming in. Let's see how he does. Whoop, whoop, bit of a hopper. Very late landing as well. Okay, I don't feel so bad now. Blue Sky Pilots. Good flight. Going to take off. Roden, thank you so much for dropping by. It's always a pleasure to see you, sir. All the best to you, and hopefully you can find a suitable replacement for your VR headset there. That's very, very annoying. Huge thank you to everyone else in the chat today who joined along, and a big thank you to Nighthawk for the great news. You have Firefight Air Ground Services. Oh, don't know. And next week, I haven't decided where we're flying yet, but we'll be somewhere departing from here into the great beyond as we do our next part of our flight around the world. So we say goodbye to France. We'll say bye to France next week. And yeah, if you have any ideas, do drop them in the Discord channel for flight positive rate flight plan. If you have any ideas about destinations you'd like us to see on our trip around the world. And we will see you next week. I'm on holiday. No, I'm not actually, Nick. I forgot to update that. I'm on the holiday the following Saturday, but I will actually be here for next week. So it's all good. And apologies for that. It's only just been decided like in the last 24 hours. So I'll get in touch with you about that anyway. Until then, all the best to you guys. Have a great weekend. Have a great week. And we'll see you next week right here on Positive Freight. Take care.